What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So we got an update, if you want to refer to it as, if you want to call it an update, when it comes to well-renowned former Trainer of the Year, future Hall of Famer, and possibly Trainer of the Year for this year, in Brian Bomac Mcintyre. Bomac trains undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, and currently the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is undefeated with a record of 40 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. So Bomac is a trainer of Terrence Crawford. He also trains undefeated super middleweight star title contender Steven So Cold Nelson, and he recently just started training former interim world champion British superstar boxer and son of a legend in Chris Eubanks Jr. He's the son of Chris Eubanks Sr. Bomac unfortunately went to the UK to train Chris Eubanks for his rematch, and as he went over to the UK to train Chris Eubanks Jr., he may have made a crucial mistake in life, not in the sport. And this took place where Chris Eubanks Jr. had his highly anticipated rematch, as Chris Eubanks Jr. shockingly lost and got knocked out in a fight with Liam Smith. And he rematched him. They fought January of 2023 early this year, and they fought September 2nd of this year. And Bomac flew over there, and it's being reported that he possibly flew over there privately and then came back commercially and had a lapse in memory and forgot that he had a firearm in his luggage. The UK and United Kingdom is extremely, extremely strict with their laws with firearms. Extremely strict. And so September 3rd, he came to go home. He went to go home, and at the airport, he was detained at the airport as they found the firearm loaded in his luggage. He has past cases that he got settled, and he has a license for it in the States. It's reported as unlicensed because it's unlicensed in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has a very, very strict policy on firearms. 90% of their law enforcement doesn't even carry firearms, okay? And he was detained for carrying a firearm, of all places, in an airport. And so the punishment there is punishable up to a guaranteed 5 years, with 6 months for every bit of ammunition that you carry, allegedly. So Steve Nelson, he did a recent interview and he gave an update, said that he wasn't directly on the phone with Bomac, that he was in the background, and Terrence Crawford was talking to Bomac, and Coach Red was talking to Bomac, and that he's in very good spirits, and that he believes it's going to be a long process. And Steve Nelson says, allegedly, it's an honest mistake if it was his. Now, obviously, Steve Nelson has to speak from a place of allegations, alleged, right? Because he can't say he just make the claims that it was his. So Bomac has to go back to court October 1st. And this is truly, truly unfortunate because he and Terrence Crawford started off together, not just for the sport of boxing, but it's unfortunate for Bomac as a person because Bomac is a very good person. If you ever had a conversation with Bomac, if you ever encountered Bomac, he's a very, very good person. A very positive person. Like Stephen Nelson said in his interview, is that it's hard to fathom. It's hard to accept because Bomac is so positive. And he stated that all Bomac does is, one of the biggest things he does is attempt to keep them all out of trouble, right? To keep them out of harm's way, to keep them from making silly mistakes, keep them from making life-changing mistakes. And here he finds himself in this position, unfortunately. It's truly, truly unfortunate. And it's, of all places, the UK. It's one thing to be in the States and, in the States you not licensed in Nebraska, but then you accidentally travel to, New York or LA, and you brought your firearm with you. You're unlicensed in that particular state, but you went across state lines, and now they're gonna hold you accountable. The UK laws are similar to that of New York and LA, which have some extremely strict laws. New York and LA, and the UK is of that ilk. The UK is actually stricter because they're law enforcement. At least law enforcement in New York and law enforcement in California, they carry firearms. In the UK, 90% of the law enforcement don't even carry them. You have to be a special agent to be able to carry a firearm. So with that said, this is truly unfortunate. And I was just with Bomac just days before this took place in Las Vegas. And Las Vegas is an open carry state, to which I believe that Bomac has a license in Las Vegas. I think that he may carry in Las Vegas. Now it's being reported that the last time he was in the UK, he was mugged, and that's why, it's a lot of different speculation as to why he would have a firearm in the UK. People speculate, he took it over there because the last time he went to the UK, he was mugged, and he wanted it for protection. There's going to be a lot of speculation and a lot of different reports, and a lot of different rumors, right? Nonetheless, I don't believe that Bomac intentionally took it over there. So I believe that maybe he had it in his luggage from Vegas. Again, Vegas is open carry. So maybe he had it with him in Vegas. Forgot that he had it in his luggage. He's traveling a lot, for fights. He was in Vegas for Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. And then he was, back in Vegas training Chris Eubanks, for his fight. And packing his luggage, not being home, accidentally took it with him. And if he flew private to the UK, now I've never flown private, I've never been privy to be able to fly private, so I don't know what it's like. I fly all the time, frequently, but I never flew private. Okay, never had the luxury of flying private, so I don't know what it's like to fly private. I don't know what the restrictions are, what the laws are for that. I know when I fly, and you go to any airport, and you can't even take more than, I think it's 2 ounces of liquid on the plane, right? You have a bottle of water going through the airplane, they're gonna take your bag off the belt and pull you in your bag to the side. So I don't know what the rules are for flying private, but if he did fly private, which I can completely understand because of Chris Eubanks' if you know anything about Chris Eubanks, he's very high maintenance type of a person. So I can see Chris Eubanks flying his team out private to go, back to the UK. And he's a big deal. He's not a big deal here in the States, but Chris Eubanks Jr. is a big deal in the UK. So I can see Chris Eubanks Jr. them flying private, and then he accidentally didn't check his luggage, because he definitely would not have gotten through the States with that. It doesn't matter whether he have a license for it or not. He would not have gotten through any state, any airport with that without checking it in. So we got to see how this plays out. So October, he goes back to court, and Steve Nelson said he's in good spirits, and it's going to be a long process. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.